I get. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we gotta make sure we look at the top one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is Charlie Cook from Riding Shotgun with Charlie. I am doing some shows here at the SHOT Show 2024. I am at the Samson Manufacturing booth, which is booth 70737. If you are at SHOT Show, you are going to find a lot of little green men all around the SHOT Show. You should pick these up. On the bottom of them, it says Samson Manufacturing, booth 70737. You can take selfies with these. You can put them on all of your social media. You need to also follow Samson Mfg. For Samson Manufacturing at Samson Mfg. You need to also tag the Ruger Official and at Ruger Official, and you need to tag at CMC Triggers, because they are finally building a Ruger takedown rifle with the CMC trigger and the Samson BTM folding stock with the takedown for the takedown. So happy hunting with that. Also, what we have behind us, you can see the sign for Mission 22. Mission 22 is an organization that helps all of our veterans. And behind me, you can kind of see this right there. That is a claw machine. And for $10, you can get 2 chances to win something from the claw machine. The things that you are going to see in the claw machine things that you could possibly win are a Samson shirt or a Samson hat. And you can win a number of other Samson products up to an $1,800 optic, which is pretty cool. So you need to come by and do that. And also what you're going to get is you're going to get a little blue ticket. And at the end of on Thursday at 2 p.m, there is a rifle that's just above my head. They're going to be raffling off that rifle. You do have to be present to win it. The rifle is obviously an AR-15 style rifle, and it is going to be autographed by the band 3 Doors Down. So if you're a big fan of some of the 80s and 90s music and you like 3 Doors Down, they are going to be autographing that rifle, and it's going to be here at the Samson booth 70737 on Thursday afternoon, January 25th at 2 p.m. in Vegas time. So that is what we got. And today what we have, who we have with us is Stephen Williford. Stephen, thank you for being on, sir.
Thank you for having me on once again.
I love that we get to go to come to these events and hang out and talk about everything that's going on with you. And you parlayed your incident into working for GOA.
Absolutely. So, with my story, I could probably work with any one of the gun advocacy groups. I choose to work for GOA because we are no compromise. I was a member of GOA before, and I know their stance, and it's absolutely, we believe no compromise, just as the Second Amendment was written, shall not be infringed.
It's right there. It shouldn't be that hard to figure out.
Absolutely.
It should be pretty simple.
So just recently, Colorado had a assault weapons ban coming up. We call it a modern sporting rifle because any semi-automatic rifle fits into the category. And, a magazine ban. They already have a 15-round magazine ban. And 30-round is what the factory sends things with. It's not high capacity. It's standard capacity.
It's just a magazine.
It's just a magazine.
It's a magazine. Sometimes they hold 30 rounds. Sometimes it's 20, 15. Some of them are 40. Some of them are 50. Some of them are even 100.
So they were pushing this ban in Colorado, and they were pushing things in Texas also. So I signed up at like 7:30 in the morning in Texas, and I didn't get out of testifying and stuff until 1:30 the next morning.
Oh my goodness.
And they put me into a hotel until 8 o'clock in the morning. And then I had to get on the road because I had to go on a Zoom meeting with Colorado and testify in Colorado.
Oh my goodness.
So I waited 6.5 hours. When I signed up, Colorado said, we usually don't let someone from out of state testify in Colorado. And I said, but the bill you wrote to ban these guns mentioned Sutherland Springs specifically. You're using my town and my incident to forward your gun control. And so what I said, you ought to talk to somebody from Sutherland Springs because I used an AR-15 to stop the shooting.
Yeah.
And so they allowed me to speak. I waited 6.5 hours on a Zoom call. They finally got to me, and we were able to defeat that It never even made it to the floor. We beat it by 1 vote in committee.
Wow, 1 vote. So what I think what boggles my mind is how close these votes are. Like it's Ronald Reagan said in the 1980s that freedom is just one generation away, and unfortunately, it's going to be our generation if we don't have people that are active in doing things about this.
Finish the quote. He said, "Freedom is only one generation away from extinction. It wasn't handed down to us through the bloodline, but it was fought for and defended and handed down to the next generation. Let it never be said that it was my generation that failed to stand when tyranny rose."
I can't remember that much.
Oh, well.
Awesome job of that.
Honestly, I use Ronald Reagan, that quote from Ronald Reagan, in a lot of my speeches because Ronald Reagan was great and he was spot on.
Absolutely.
4 days before I came here to SHOT Show, my daughter had my 8th grandbaby.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm fighting for.
Congratulations on that. Yeah.
This is handing it down to the next generation, and I'm in the fight. And I would say, please go to gunowners.org, sign up, help us fight that.
Absolutely. So you talked about your incident. Let's talk about that real quick, because I'm sure people know your name. I'm sure they probably know. They've heard of the incident. Of course, they've heard of the incident about Sutherland Springs.
So Sutherland Springs, Texas, is a small town, under 600 total population. And on November 5th, 2017, my daughter came busting into my bedroom where I was relaxing and said, "Dad, doesn't that sound like gunfire?" Make a long story short, yes, it sounds like gunfire. I ran to my safe, opened the safe, and if you have a choice of a rifle or a pistol, always choose a rifle. If you're going into a gunfight, choose a rifle. I grabbed an AR-15 that I had built myself.
Nice.
For competition. I used to shoot swing targets and silhouettes and bowling pins and stuff while moving. And I tell people all the time, if you're not practicing shooting and moving, then you're practicing marksmanship, which is fine, but it's not going to get you through a bad situation.
Yeah.
If you're shooting at flat targets and not moving targets, then if you get into an active shooter situation, you are the target. You just don't know it yet.
Right. This is true. So training is super important. It's as an instructor, I see a lot of people that want to get there. They'll take a permitting course, and after they take the permitting course, they'll say they want to buy a gun, and they'll want to buy 10 or 11 rounds of ammunition, which we all know they don't sell ammunition by the 10 packs, right? But you've got to obviously you need to buy more ammunition, but you need to train and you need to practice with these things.
I'm going to tell you, the price of the gun is just the start.
Oh, it's like a car, right?
It would be better to buy a cheap gun and a lot of ammunition and be really good with a cheap gun and ammunition.
Absolutely.
Then it would be a very expensive gun. Not that there's anything wrong with expensive guns.
Right.
I have some, I really love them, and I carry one. But the plain and simple fact is it's better to do well with what you got than to have a nice fancy gun that you're afraid to
shoot and get dirty and take out and drop or something.
And if you use it in a situation, the police take it.
They're not going to take care of it well either. So
yes, get out there, train, move, shoot. And so anyway, I ran to my safe, grabbed an AR-15 that I'd built, and darted out the door. As halfway to the church, I yelled out, and he had just shot he shot Chris Workman in the back, paralyzing him, and he was pointing the gun at Chris's face. And when I yelled out, he dropped his rifle in the church and came out shooting at me with a pistol.
Wow.
He had on class 3 body armor, ballistic bulletproof helmet, and I ran behind a Dodge pickup for cover. He hit the truck in front of me, shattered the windshield of the car behind me, hit the house behind me. I put 6 out of 6 rounds on him.
Nice.
Most of them stopped by the body armor, but I was able to hit him in the side between the plates, hit him in the legs, and he got in his vehicle, put 2 more shots through the side window. I busted one across his forehead, right underneath the rim of the bulletproof helmet. He accelerated, turned the corner, was running as fast as he could away. It was about 150 yards when it took the last shot. It went through the back windshield. Police say it penetrated the driver's side seat, hit him right at the left shoulder blade. He topped the hill, and I flagged down the truck that was sitting at the stop sign that had witnessed everything. I'd never met Johnny before in my life, and I tapped on the window and said, that guy just shot up the Baptist church, and we have to stop him. Every sane person in the world would have just jammed on the gas and left me at the stop sign.
Right.
But this is Texas we're talking about. We're not known for sanity.
Right.
So Johnny let me climb up in the cab of the truck with him, and we chased for 11.6 miles. And in the end, the guy killed himself. So my story matters. Recently, when the judge in California overturned the assault weapons ban, on page 69 of his ruling, he mentioned Sutherland Springs and me.
Wow.
And of course, that got appealed. So California, you still can't have your guns, but it's still being fought for. And I don't know if people know this or not, but Gun Owners of America started out as Gun Owners of California.
Really? I did not know this.
And we are still in the fight in California as Gun Owners of California. It's a sister organization.
Yeah.
And we do Gun Owners of America all around the country. But California, we have Gun Owners of California. And it's the same organization.
Right.
But that's where we originated at.
That's pretty wild. I did not know that.
I just had a guy did an interview yesterday. He was from California. He said, "Have y'all just left California and let it go because we're so liberal?" I said, "No, we're really in the fight in California.
It really is the fight, and people have to be in it. People have to give. People have to donate. But it's also people have to call. People have to write their legislators. They have to write to their politicians so that the politicians know that we are not going to stand for this. That shall not be infringed means shall not be infringed.
So this is a perfect time to talk about this, because you're talking about not only be part of an organization like GOA, but you got to be active. When you sign up with Gun Owners of America, you sign up with your email, and we do email blasts out for everyone in whatever state you're in, when you need to go to the Capitol, when you need to do, and we do form letters too. And we'll send you a form letter that is addressed to your state representative, your national representative, or whatever. You just fill out the form, put your information in it, and shoot it out.
Put it in the mail.
Just recently, the ATF was trying to do where anyone selling a gun had to be an FFL, and they were trying to push this. And before that process gets put in place, there's a time for letters,
right? And
GOA lit the grassroots on fire with the letters, encouraged everybody else. GOA got 85,000 letters sent to the ATF.
Unbelievable.
More than any other organization. Our members, and I can't say enough, we are nothing without our members. Our members, you guys, were the ones that got on your computer, sent those letters out.
Yeah, and get active.
And people say, I can fight this fight without an organization. Well, you can. But when you join an organization like GOA, you turbocharge your fight. Because you know when to stand, what to say, how to do it.
Yeah.
And instead of having just a few dollars in your hand to contribute against the fight, now we've got over 2.5 million members.
That's amazing. I think, you're just talking about 85,000 letters, 2.5 million members. There, we hear the statistics all the time about how many gun owners there are, and then when you hear that there's like 4 or 5 million members of the NRA, and you hear that there's hundreds of millions of gun owners, and 85,000 people write a letter. It's
I know, but that is an amazing amount to get that many people activated and in the fight.
Absolutely. I'm not saying it's not, but it's still a lot more people that need to get involved.
I know. And that's what we do, is we organize that and we make it happen. We have some of the greatest lawyers around, and they wrote, and just by the way, if you own a pistol brace, you're very welcome, because it is Gun Owners of America that got that pistol brace, the stay on that pistol brace now.
Nice.
So one of the guys, and at first, the GOA had a stay for, the judge said only for the plaintiffs,
Mm-hmm.
which GOA was, every member was a plaintiff.
Right.
And so a couple of our GOA members got arrested for pistol braces.
Oh my gosh.
And CJ Grissom, and I don't know, y'all can look him up. He's a lawyer. He's a big gun advocate lawyer. Took their cases and proved to the ATF that these guys were members of GOA and that they needed to give them their guns back. Well, the ATF took the braces off and sent them their guns back.
Wow.
And CJ said, oh, no.
That's not how we do it.
That's not how it works. And got the pistol brace sent back. And from what I understand, the ATF tried to get GOA to give them their members list. And GOA said, go pack sand.
Right. Pound sand. Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, and
absolutely.
you don't have the right to do that. And they go to the judge and they say, well, because we can't compel these organizations to give their membership list,
Mm-hmm.
then we can't enforce that. And the judge says, you know what, you're right. We're going to make it national now, and not just GOA, not just
Right.
Firearms Policy Coalition or anything. We're going to make it national now. And so the pistol brace is now, there's an injunction against enforcing the pistol brace or stay or whatever you want to call it.
Mm.
And man, it's great to be part of an organization that got things like that done.
That's great.
And we're still in the fight for that.
Yeah.
And
The fight never ends.
And you know, I would love to see that I work myself plain out of a job,
Right.
but I don't believe that's going to happen.
Not at all.
Not in this lifetime.
Not at all.
You know, and what people need to understand, you know, who the biggest mass shooter in world history is?
Who?
Governments.
Yeah, that's not good.
And it's a fact. Look how many times a tyrannical government has raised, and they collect guns first and then they murder the people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell people, they say, oh, it can never happen now. Human nature never changes.
It doesn't.
It never does.
All right, listen, we need to wrap it up with you. We are going to have Ben Sanderson come join us in a couple of minutes. Thank you so much, Stephen. It's always a pleasure seeing you, sir.
All right. Always my pleasure.
My pleasure.
I really enjoy it.
We've got a little commercial we're going to put in here. So stick around, stay tuned, and we shall be back. Oops. All right, we are back here at SHOT Show. Charlie from Riding Shotgun with Charlie at the Samson Manufacturing booth, booth 70737. If you are at SHOT Show, you need to go around. You need to find these little green men, and you need to take some pictures on your social media. You need to tag at Samson MFG. You need to tag at Ruger Official, and you need to tag CMC Triggers as well, because Ruger and CMC Triggers and Samson have gotten together to finally make a, what is it here? I can't read. It's a takedown 22 rifle with all the three of these guys, these companies together. So you need to do that. We also have a raffle going on for Mission 22, and not a raffle going on. We have a what do you call it?
The crane machine.
The claw.
Yeah.
So there's a claw machine behind me, and for $10 you get 2 opportunities to win something from the claw machine. You can win anything from a Samson t-shirt or a Samson hat up to an $1,800 optic. So please come down and do that as well. I think yesterday we had a couple people win some things, and if you do this, you're also going to get a little blue ticket. The little blue ticket is going to help you win the raffle that is above my head. It is an AR-15 style rifle that is going to be auctioned off on Thursday at 2:00 here at the Samson booth at SHOT Show. So booth 70737, and the rifle is going to be signed by the band 3 Doors Down. So they're going to be here as well. You do have to be present to win, so make sure you come here at 2 in the afternoon on Thursday at SHOT Show. Now we have with us Ben Sanderson. Ben, thank you so much for being on the show.
Great to be here, Charlie.
I'm honored to have you on. I'm honored to have more people from GOA here. You guys are doing amazing stuff. And you are the federal lobbyist for GOA?
Yes, I'm one of the federal lobbyists. I'm actually the federal affairs liaison. Oh, a little closer.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm the federal affairs liaison, but that's just a fancy term for federal lobbyist. So what I do mostly is I go around, talk to congressional staff, really promote good Second Amendment bills, while also killing really bad anti-gun bills all the time.
You must be a busy man.
A very busy man. SHOT Show, it's the 16-hour days, but sometimes it feels like a vacation.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding. Yeah, the hours are made up, right?
Yeah.
What are you going to work?
100%.
You're going to work. It's going to be a job. So what's been going on with GOA's had some big stuff going on.
Yeah. 2023 was a great year for us. We started out the year with HJ Res 44. For those of you guys who may not have seen it, it is actually the Congressional Review Act on the Biden pistol brace ban. Actually, Representative Andrew Clyde is walking around SHOT Show right now.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, he was our lead sponsor on that. Basically, what it was shutting down the ATF's pistol brace. That passed in the House bipartisan, and then it went to the Senate, where unfortunately it was shot down by Chuck Schumer. But still, passing bipartisanly in the House is really great. It showed not only the courts, but the ATF how the actually American people feel. And that's not possible without all of our grassroots members hounding their congressmen, hounding the leadership, saying, hey, this needs to be voted on now.
Right.
40 million Americans could be affected by this. You need to take a vote on this now. You can't focus on anything else. The Second Amendment is so important. And I go around and I say that to the senators and congressmen, but it's really the people calling into their local representatives that make the difference. Yeah,
people do need to be active about this. And a lot of times, and we've seen this for a long time, a lot of times what people do is they'll say, oh, someone else will do it. Oh, someone else will take care of it. Someone else will write. Someone else will contact the legislators. Somebody else will donate. Somebody else will fill in the blank. And people have to realize that they are that somebody else.
100%.
They need to get involved.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's 5 minutes. Gun Owners America, we almost always have an action item at the bottom of our emails. You can sign up for those for free. You don't have to be a member. But what it does, it's actually a tool that lets you put in your zip code, and it finds you your senators and then also your local representatives. So you don't have to research it. It'll do it for you, and it will actually use the email that we have and send it right to their door.
That's great.
Awesome.
I think the biggest thing that I've noticed when I talk to people about things is they don't know who these politicians are. So they're, oh, we got a state senator. Well, we have this, this senator in Congress as well down in DC, and I'm not sure which one to call or which one to talk to. You know what? Write to both of them. Write to all of them. Right? Let them know. Get involved. But this sounds like a great tool that you guys have, and says these are the people you need to talk to.
Oh, 100%. And it really does help. When I talk to congressional staff, they'll be like, hey, we got 1 million emails from you guys on this, or we've been receiving phone calls every single day. Let's sit down. Let's have a chat. Can you explain this to me? And that's our foot in the door, is really saying, hey, we're here representing our members and also gun owners in general,
Mhm.
being like, we help these congressional staff. Sometimes they're just as passionate as we are, but they don't understand, an AR-15 the same way that we do. They don't have that same knowledge. We're there representing members, but also being the subject matter experts and explaining why one law might be a good way, or why putting a different word in is actually worse for what they want to achieve.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot of little words, little semantics, but in the end, it does add up.
The thing I find frustrating is the people that are making gun laws aren't gun people. So it's not enough that we have to fight for everything. We have to educate them as well and say, hey, listen, there's not a difference between this rifle and this rifle. They just look different.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And it's not only guns; it extends to everything. One of our other big victories last year was the VA fiduciary rule. We're right now in the process of finalizing that, and hopefully we're going to push it across the finish line. But basically what that is, that's like a 30-year-old law that weaponized the use of mental defective in the Gun Control Act. And the Department of Veteran Affairs has changed their definition of what a mental defective is to include anyone that needs a fiduciary or a financial advisor. So there's up to
I could use a financial advisor.
Exactly. So no, but that's the craziest thing. You and I, are you a citizen? Or sorry,
Yes.
You're not a former service member.
I'm not.
So you and I can get a financial advisor. We can get fiduciary help right now
Yeah.
and be perfectly fine. But if you're a veteran and you get one to manage your benefits from the VA,
Mhm.
which you've earned and deserved from serving your country,
Yeah.
they're going to call you a mental defective and take away your gun rights because they think that requiring help with your benefits
Mhm.
means that you're not allowed to own a firearm and that you're on the same level as someone who's been through court and adjudicated as mentally incapable.
Incompetent,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Over 250,000 veterans are currently on the mixed prohibited persons list because of this definition.
Unbelievable.
It's insane, yeah.
Unbelievable. I a bunch of years ago, I ended up on quick version of the story is I had a suitcase that was stolen from me that had some guns in it. I reported them that they were all stolen after a couple of days. FBI stolen firearm hotline. I got all my guns back. One of them was evidence. About 6 or 8 months later, I finally got to go pick that up, and I'm good to go. I had all my guns back, which was great. The guy got caught trying to sell my firearms in downtown Providence.
Really?
Yes, and that's how he ended up getting caught, which was great. I wrote to the judge, and I said anything less than 10 years should be unconscionable because the sentencing for a stolen firearm is selling a stolen firearm is 10 to 20 years, and I'm like, he needs to go away for at least 10. So they did put him away for 10 years. A couple years later, I ended up on the no-fly list. Yeah, I have no idea why or how. I went to check in, and I couldn't. What it was is this: they asked me for my driver's license, which I gave them. They gave it back to me. Then they asked me for my driver's license again. They looked at it again. They gave it back to me, and I said everything is okay. She's like, "Oh, your name is on the no-fly list." I'm like, "Okay, so what happens now?" And she's like, "Here's your boarding pass. Have a safe flight." I'm like, wait a second.
We're not
Right. And then when I flew back, the same thing happened. The lady's like, hey, use the kiosk. I'm like, I don't want to do that check-in. I need to go to the booth. And she's like, no, try it. And it didn't work. And she said, wonder what's going on. I'm like, I was on the no-fly list 2 days ago. She's like, oh, let me see your driver's license. Takes my driver's license, go right through. So, yeah, getting on the no-fly list, becoming a prohibited person, so you're not going to pass a background check.
Exactly. No, it's insane. Speaking of airports, another big victory we had is the Undetectable Firearms Act.
Mhm.
We stopped that from being permanently reauthorized in the military's funding bill that goes through every single year. Senator Schumer tried to sneak that one in. Fortunately, we were able to spot it. We were able to rally our grassroots, and we stopped them from permanently reauthorizing it. This is the plastic gun bill, essentially,
Okay.
of where. Go ahead. Sorry.
The whole gun can't be plastic?
No, that's the crazy thing is this law was written in 1988, and we're convinced it's because some staffer watched Die Hard.
Such Die Hard,
yeah,
right?
The
It's
ceramic
a
block.
It's a ceramic block,
exactly.
right? It's going to go right through. We're going to blame this on Bruce Willis.
Exactly. What's funny is now that with how great technology is, you've been through the TSA, you got to put your hands up.
Yeah.
The millimeter wave scanner.
Mhm.
You don't even need any metal in the firearm, so you could have a perfectly 3D printed gun. And if they came up with a hypothetical 3D printed bullet,
Right,
where it's all plastic, they would still be detected. So there's not. It doesn't make sense to have this law in the books, but it easily can be weaponized against gun owners everywhere.
Absolutely.
Which is insane. We figured out we 3D printed a little bullet holder and had a 22 LR round. We used one of the normal security wands you see for carry,
Mhm.
and that could easily detect it through our suit and in our pockets.
Yeah.
So it's all fear mongering. And biggest thing, we have a study from 2000 to 2023. There has not been a single conviction that we can find under the undetectable firearms law. So it's a useless law. It's a fear mongering law.
It's an undetectable bill.
Yeah,
It's not doing,
that's a
it's
good
not
way to
doing
put
anything.
it. Yeah,
Right. The undetectable gun is giving us an undetectable,
Yeah,
yeah, that's completely nuts. Yeah, that's nuts. What else is happening with the GOA?
We're still fighting right now with all the funding bills still going on. We're
Yep.
working our hardest to get in, as much as we can. Pro Second Amendment riders is what they call them.
Mhm.
But also at the same time, we're watching out and making sure there aren't any anti-gun riders that get put in there, because that's their favorite tools. They like to sneak in all these little things.
Right.
Not everything is an assault weapons ban. Not everything is a universal background check.
Mhm.
A lot of the time, the work we do is we're finding those little hidden things. You can't just control F it, because they're buried in 5 different reports. You got to read 1,000 pages to find one sentence that actually matters.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the whole Nancy Pelosi thing.
Exactly.
Let's pass it and then see what's in it. Right.
We'll pass it and then we'll read it later.
Because you didn't give people enough time to prepare, because it's thicker than 7 phone books.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's a lot of our job, is sitting at the computer, scrolling through all these pages and using that knowledge. And really, what we're doing here is we're content. We want to bring this information that we understand that it's our full-time job.
Mhm.
For a lot of people working a regular 9 to 5, they don't have the time to read through 10,000 pages, 5,000 pages.
Right.
Yeah.
To look for a couple of sentences.
Exactly. So then if we can find that sentence, we can bring it to our people and we can let them take action. It's super powerful as well.
That's awesome. That's great. Anything else has happened? What did I see? I saw something from GOA that they're I don't know if you know anything about this, but they're doing a program for women.
Oh yes, that's our Empowered 2A program. That is really focused on bringing the Second Amendment to everyone, so that we can have women feel just as included in this as they should be. And we've got a few different range days going on. I believe there's one in March, as well as a lot of regional directors now for Empowered 2A. If you want to learn more, you can check out the website. That's all I know right now.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Definitely, it's a really great program.
That's awesome. That's great. How long have you been with GOA? How long have you been doing this? What's your background?
So actually, this is my first.
How does somebody become a federal lobbyist?
Oh, this is a really funny story. It was my junior year of college, and I decided, hey, I want to find out something, work around DC, because I'm a local to the DC area, unfortunately. Yeah.
Right. The further away you get, it becomes freer.
Yeah.
No, I don't have room to talk. I'm in Massachusetts, but
yeah, exactly. So I just was looking around for some internships. I found out that Gun Owners America. I found out I really connected with everything they wanted to say. Their no compromise mission. And I sent my current boss right now, Aiden Johnston, the director of federal affairs. I sent him a LinkedIn message and said, hey, do you have any opportunities available for interns?
Yeah.
And then it's gone on from there, and I'm a full federal lobbyist now.
That's awesome. You have to have a license to be a lobbyist, don't you?
Yes. No, we have to sign up every single year.
Unbelievable.
So, yeah.
Do they sock you for a lot of money for that?
I can't personally say. I don't know. I think maybe the organization pays.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah,
that
but
makes
it's
sense.
100% worth it to be able to be on the Hill, talking to the right people, the decision makers, and making sure they're saying the right things.
Yeah, that is pretty exciting. That's kind of a cool gig.
Oh yeah, it's the best job I've ever had. 16-hour work days, all of that. I'm always excited to get up the next morning and go to work and keep fighting for the Second Amendment.
It's because you have a mission.
Exactly.
It's not necessarily a job, but you've got a mission that that you fight for and keeps you going and keeps you moving, keeps you motivated.
100%. It's a calling. A lot of us at when we're working with the organization, we call it a calling.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
That's great. Yeah, I say it's a glamorous lifestyle. It's lugging all this stuff all over the country. Yeah. What do you make? I make nothing. I make friends.
Yeah, that's what matters.
It really is. It really is. Yeah, it's good stuff. All right. Anything else with GOA? Anything we can talk about before we wrap up here?
Yeah, I would say be sure to check out our social media.
Okay.
Gun Owners on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Twitter is our most active. It's the quickest. We do case updates. We do, we do bill alerts. We do everything and anything you can imagine. If you want to take action, go to those places first. There'll be a link to our action alert. Super quick, super easy. It takes 5 minutes to send a pre-written email to your representatives and your senators.
Very cool. Easy enough. Yeah, we got all the plugs in.
Huh?
Ben, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thanks
I
for
appreciate it. I look forward to running to you again.
Of course.
If you haven't joined GOA, you definitely need to join Gun Owners of America. We're going to take a little break, and we are going to be back with the pound for pound largest gun bunny in America. We do have a little video here from Mission 22. Mission 22 is the group that we are raising money for here at the Samson Manufacturing booth at SHOT Show with the claw machine behind me. So thank you guys very much, and give us a moment. We'll be back.
1, 2, 3. I love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home, I'm making my way.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This gentleman is getting himself prepared. He is the largest pound for pound gun bunny in America. Before we start talking with Tony Simon, we do want to let you know that we are here at the Samson Manufacturing booth at SHOT Show, booth 70737. There are little green men all around SHOT Show that say Samson Booth, Samson Manufacturing booth 70737. Take a selfie with these, put it on your social media, tag Samson Manufacturing, Samson, MASAMSON MFG. Also tag Ruger, tag CMC Triggers, because they have finally built a Ruger Takedown 20 with some of the products from Samson Manufacturing. So please make sure you do that. Also behind me is a claw machine. The claw machine, all of the donations all of the funds raised from the claw machine are going to Mission 22, which is a nonprofit organization to help our veterans, because we know we lose 22 veterans a day to suicide. So please check out Mission 22, and obviously check out Samson Manufacturing. All right, grab your mic, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Simon, the largest pound for pound gun bunny in America. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Hey, now what's going on?
You got to eat the mic, dude. I can't believe I got to tell this guy he's got to talk into the microphone.
I'm trying to talk into the microphone, but not to blow it out.
That's all right. That's okay. We'll worry about that later, man. Tony Simon has so much going on. It is unbelievable, the stuff that Tony Simon does. I'm sure you don't remember this, but this was several years ago. I just started doing my show. I was laying in bed. This sounds really bad. I was laying in bed at, I don't know,
Talk slower.
Laying in bed at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm looking on my social media, and Tony Simon is posting pictures and putting up images. And I'm like, man, I've never met Tony before, but I have to keep up with what he is doing.
Yeah, I used to wake up and post in like 30 different forums on Facebook and just get it going, and did me a lot of good. They banned me quickly.
He's the largest banned person in all the social media. Dude, they get you for everything.
I'm the only dude that anybody knows that got kicked off of LinkedIn.
That is bad. That is bad. So anyway, tell us what you do, Tony. Talk to us about the diversity shoot.
I run a Second Amendment workshop in New Jersey called the Second is for Everyone Diversity Shoot. I started it in 2015 as a way to instruct, actually, it was called the African American Diversity Shoot, because I was trying to get more Black people to become, and not only going to the range and shooting, but become politically active by becoming aware of the Second Amendment organizations in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah.
The problem was I testified in front of the New Jersey Assembly, and out of 200 people, I was the only Black person that testified for our freedoms.
Wow. That's
And
nuts.
as a firearms instructor, obviously I've seen Blacks, Hispanics, women, gays, everybody at the range, but they did not show up to testify. So I wanted to make people aware of it.
Yeah.
But there was no organization or anybody that did that kind of thing, because I asked. I was a member of every Second Amendment organization in the state. I knew who ran them, and I came up and I said, do we have a program to introduce people to Second Amendment organizations? No. And my friend Sean Fisher was like, then I guess you got to start with it.
We found someone.
Yeah,
It's you.
And he was like, I was like, no, I complain about things. I don't actually do anything. And he used one of my lines against me. He said,
Do you want to talk about it, or do you want to be
about
about it?
Yep.
I use that myself on a regular basis.
Do you want to talk about it? You want to be about it. Now I stole that from a lady at work, and that was a saying that they just had there. And it's right. If you're going to complain about something, come up with a solution.
Absolutely. Because, you got to do something about it. If you're going to complain about it, if I heard someone say this, if you don't have a solution, if you're complaining about a problem and you don't have a solution, you're just complaining and you're offering nothing.
Exactly. And that's what it really was.
Yeah.
So I called Anthony Calandro at Gun for Hire Range. And I said, Anthony, because that's where I went and got my certifications as a firearm instructor, rifle, pistol, shotgun, safety. I got there. And I was like, Anthony, can we do something? And he was like, what about Thursday? Look,
Can I do something? Not that soon.
I'm like, calm down, bro. At least give me 2 weeks. You know, I'm on Facebook. So I went on Facebook and I said, hey, who wants to come to this event I'm hosting in 2 weeks? And of course, 25 people said they would come.
Right.
And then I learned Facebook math. 25 people said they would come. None showed up.
Perfect.
Sean had some friends from work, and his friend invited 3 friends. And those were the 4 people that showed up.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, Facebook, they lie. So, but we had that first event. Now, most people don't know this, and I'll tell you this now. It was called the African American Diversity Shoot, February 2015. State police sent someone dressed in civilian clothes to try to pretend.
That was the 5th person.
That was the 5th person they sent in the ops.
Unbelievable.
Yep. So that's why my thing is about information. It's going out there. It's learning. It's teaching people to shoot. It's teaching people to be safe, firearms manipulation. All of that is what I do, but I keep it above board. People try to come in our event and be a little more radical, and I don't accept that.
Yeah.
We host it at Gun for Hire Range every year. The next event is February 22nd at Gun for Hire.
Cool.
But since they closed everything down in 2020, they shut the entire state down.
Yeah, Jersey was in bad shape.
They were in bad shape. They closed all the ranges. And I was like, dang, I guess that was short-lived, huh?
Now what?
It was over with. And because I do shows like yours and people watch it everywhere, Arrange and PA reached out and was like, hey, PA's open, man. You want to host them here?
Come on over.
Come on over. You can host every month. So
Nice.
2020, I doubled the number of diversity shoots I was doing from 6 to did one every month.
Yeah.
And then this is how stupid Jersey is. The plan to shut ranges down in the state didn't cover any new range that opened up.
Oh my gosh.
So Recall Range opened up and they invited me. Recall Range invited me to be there. So all of a sudden in 2020, when every range was shut down,
yeah,
diversity shoot was able to be in 2 ranges in 2 states in 1 year.
Oh my God, that is fabulous, man.
Yep. So we've been putting in work. The Nebraska Firearms Owners Association invited me out, and I did 3 events there.
Yeah.
So that was awesome working with those guys. They're wonderful people, and you can join for free. Just become a member in Nebraska Firearms Owners Association. Real good people, and I was able to do another state. So going into 2024, next month we start the paperwork to be a 501c3.
Awesome.
We planned last year a Midwest tour. We called
Yeah.
the Great Plains Exhibition, like that. Right?
Nice.
Yeah, Chad GPT came up with it. So anyway, we came up with a name. We tried to set it up, but because we're not a 501c3, it was hard for NRA ILA to justify the expense and
Oh,
get the
yeah.
money. So they couldn't do it. And I'm like, not doing it as a hobby out of my own pocket with donations that people gave us, and
Yeah.
raffle tickets. We've been doing this for 9 years. I'm going to step it up. We're going to get a charity, become a charity. Your donations will be able to be written off. Companies will be able to easily donate to us.
Excellent.
So I think we're going to blow up bigger than ever.
Nice. Last year here at SHOT Show, you were hard to find, weren't you?
People could not find me.
You
I
could
don't know
not.
what it was.
Right.
But yeah, everyone had a hard time.
That's kind of a joke. But last year, Ammo Lab hooked like our good buddy John Petrolino, known as the Pen Patriot. He hooked a brother up, man. He did a little HBO, hooked a brother up.
Yeah, he hooked a brother up big time. Ammo Lab came through to us. They have given us thousands of rounds. They allowed us to host events. Again, the tempo went up. We were doing it every other month. We were hosting every other month, and my guys were just providing their own ammunition.
Yeah.
But when it became hosting an event every 2 weeks, it started eating to the ammo reserve.
Yeah, for sure.
And him stepping in allowed us to introduce hundreds of people to firearms for the first time, allowed us to introduce veteran firearms owners to different firearms.
Mhm.
So it's been awesome. And then I'm talking about 9mm, 10 mil, 45 ACP, 5.56.
Wow.
So we were able to get out, and my guys were able to bring a plethora of different platforms, not just a Glock and an AR. We're talking about 1911s from SIG. We're talking about Rock Islands. We're talking about higher end stuff. So and that's what I'm doing here this year. I'm talking to those companies, trying to get them to donate firearms, swag, and gear to us because, well, we do 20 range days a year.
Yeah.
That's beneficial for them. That gets their product out
Right.
into the hands of people that are looking to buy guns,
New people.
and people that have shown they buy guns, and it gives them something else to look at, a manufacturer they might not have known even existed before.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of those. Most people only know the big American brand names. And,
Big American name like Glock.
yeah, big American names like Glock and CZ.
SIG.
It's sick, you know,
Right.
all wholesome American. I hate you.
That's all right, man. That's all right.
But it is a point, though. I mean, there's a finite number of names that most people know, but there are a crap load of gun companies out there
Oh yeah.
that's doing the work and that make a quality product. And maybe it's a entry-level product, or maybe it's something that's no longer made by the original manufacturer
Mhm.
that these companies make. I mean,
Right.
Browning High Power is no longer made by FN. The
Wow.
original.
Yeah. There's a lot of that kind of stuff. I think I think it's good, obviously, to get more manufacturers involved and more names involved with it, which is obviously wonderful. But the other thing is when people don't know about firearms, they'll use terms. One of the things that makes me crazy is they start to use terms that I don't want to say they don't mean anything, but you can kind of tell when people don't know what they're talking about. We're like, oh yeah, I saw you have a Glock. No, I have a black polymer frame pistol. It's not a Glock, but I understand you want to try to get in with the lingo and stuff. So it's nice that more, there's more brands out there that people don't know about. You want to get these brands out there because they make great products.
Well, the thing is, with terminology is important, especially when you're telling somebody about, when I put the clip into my assault rifle with all the bullets, I have to make sure they know.
I think I'm breaking out in the hives, Tony. Don't say that again, dude.
Well, it's usually my banana clip that I put all the bullets in.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Are they the cop killer bullets?
Oh, they're definitely Teflon coated cop killer expanding hollow points.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. None of that what we just said is true, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. That's awesome. So who brings all these guns?
My awesome volunteers bring the guns in. I mean,
Yeah.
I've having guns donated by great American companies like Henry has donated.
Henry's in Jersey too.
Yes, it is.
You'd think they'd be a little Henry. You guys got to step it up.
They donated some stuff, which was awesome, and then
Nice.
High Point donated some stuff,
Cool.
which was really great. And they actually rep came down, and we had fun at one of the shoots.
Nice.
My guys buy all kinds of guns because they're gun geeks, and like most gun guys, you want to show them off and have other people shoot them. And I think that's the great thing. It brings people together. Diversity shoots do, because we have food, we have raffles, we have fun, we have my guys there, and we try to get people to talk. Converse.
Yeah.
Step across that line. Don't stay in your clique. I know you came with 3 of your friends, but guess what? We want you to talk to this guy and his 3 friends.
Yeah. When you stay talking to your friends, you're not expanding your circle
Now
or
you've
your
been
knowledge
to
base.
You've been to a few of them.
Yeah.
And it is encouraged to talk, to hang out.
Yeah.
And we've created several bromances. Guys that have a lot in common and discover they had a lot in common at the event, and they end up going to shooting competitions and other things. I talk about competitions that are local, and I invite people to come out and shoot my guns at competitions that have nothing to do with the guns.
Nice.
The point is to get people to pull triggers on the guns they have in the closet or the guns they're talking about buying.
Mhm.
When you start using it, because a lot of people in 2020 or after 2020 were worried about societal collapse.
Oh my God.
And then when it
absolutely.
went away,
First it was toilet paper.
yeah, then it was toilet paper, and then, you know we were in trouble when you couldn't find butt wipe. But it started not being a concern, and the gun just become a thing in the sock drawer. And I don't want it to become the thing in the sock drawer.
Mm.
So I want you to come to diversity shoots. I want you to figure out how to compete. I want you to do things like that. And that's what I encourage, to get into using firearms. It doesn't have to be a lifestyle,
Right.
but it should be recreation, entertainment, and self-defense. It can be all 3 of those,
Mm.
and you can still be a serious gun owner.
Absolutely. Is keeping a gun in a sock drawer legal in New Jersey?
Yes, as long as there are no hollow points in the no.
That is awesome, man. Tell us about you're on like 14 different podcasts?
I host the Second is for Everyone podcast. It's a weekly podcast that I put out about 3 times a year. I mean, you should hear it. I start a podcast, I talk about what I'm passionate about, and I don't release it because it's not perfect. So if I ever put it out, there's a 27-hour episode coming up. But yeah, the Second is for Everyone podcast is on Spotify. You can find it. It's in the top 2% of actually firearms related podcasts.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm also on the Gun and Gear Review podcast on the Firearms Radio Network. And I've been there. I went on initially to tell them about the diversity shoot in 2015, and I never left. So we just celebrated 500 episodes almost 2 months ago.
That is incredible, man.
Yeah, so we're at the 508th episode, so I'm with them. And I'm also with Self-Defense Gun Stories, hosted by Rob Morris.
By Rob Morris, yeah.
Yes.
That I got to tell you, that is one of my favorite podcasts, because what it is it's what he likes to call it the snack size.
Yep.
The snack size podcast. It's no more than 20 minutes long. It's 3 or 4 self-defense stories. 3, 4. I don't know if you're showing gang signs. I didn't know.
Yeah, it's a gang sign. AARP. It started off as 3 and they made it into 4.
Right. And it's great because they go through real stories about people that have used guns in self-defense, and he likes to figure out if they were smart or if they were lucky.
Yep. And it's really great because what it does, depending on when you came in the guns, is the scenario. Oh man, you're gonna have a crackhead break into your house. All right, so you're in the 90s kid. Oh, you got a hobo. I'm like, all right, so one, hobos haven't existed in about 50 years, so you're born in the 20s.
Right. So you're shooting in 1911.
Yeah, it's just hilarious that it's whatever the bad guy was when you were young is still
Right.
the bad guy in your mind. So what this does is actually give you modern day scenarios of what happened to regular people.
Yeah.
So you can break out of that mindset. Understand, one of the sayings goes, and I want to sound deep, the philosophy is if you haven't been there with your mind, you can't go there with your body. But what it is it creates a scenario that at least you've seen before mentally. If you listen to the show, you've pictured it. The guy knocking on your door in the middle of the night and he's mumbling to get you to open the door to hear him better.
Right.
Yeah, no, you can talk louder through the door. And if you can't talk louder, I'll call 911. You can talk to them.
Yes,
Those are
absolutely.
the things we want you to pick up from the show. We don't really bash the people that might have done some stuff wrong, but we might point it out and go how you can do it better.
How you can do it better. Absolutely. It's all a learning experience to figure out what you can do better.
Yeah, and we don't. It's like people go, well, you're Monday morning quarterbacking. I play football. I mean, you may notice I'm a little large. I play football, and guess what? That's why you did Monday morning quarterbacking, so you can
Right.
learn from it. It's
Right.
the point.
You go back and you check the tape, right?
Yeah, you go back to the videotape. Kids, video. Never mind.
So we had this thing called VHS.
I thought Betamax was going to do it, but nope, it turned out to be VHX. But I'm also a dude that owns Keymod, so I'm wrong about a lot of stuff.
What the hell's a Keymod?
Keymod instead of what do you call it? M-Lock.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. You know, my grandfather invented 1911 Picatinny Rail.
Really?
Yeah. He invented that in 1911. I mean, 1917. That's when it came out. But, you know, he was black, so they didn't give credit for it. He also invented Black Forest cake when he was in Germany as a young man.
All right.
Yeah. You know, his father invented frying potatoes in Ireland, right? He's Black Irish. My family goes deep in the food.
Oh, deep in the food. We got that. Some things are obvious, people. Some things are obvious. Oh my gosh, this has been great. So, how's SHOT Show been going for you?
SHOT Show's been successful. I've been talking to a lot of companies, got a lot of promises. That happens a lot. But I think the move to become a 501c3 has motivated a lot of them. Plus, the ability to highlight their products at 20 different events.
Yeah.
Put it in hundreds of hands. I think that's helped, and I think it's going to help because it gives them an ability to say, especially when we post to social media,
Mhm.
you got real people using their firearms, and
Right.
that's better than paying someone for a photo shoot, hiring
Oh my
actors.
gosh.
And you got like that lady's in everything.
Right.
It's like, no, we have ladies, and I think one of the coolest things, Nick Wong is one of our volunteers, and he brought an AK-47 for people to try out
Nice.
at Gun for Hire range, and it was really cool. And we got this group of ladies from New York City that came out, and they were between the ages of 40 and 90.
Wow.
And Nick has a picture of him instructing a 90-year-old black woman in how to shoot an AK for the first time.
That's unbelievable.
And that is just such an awesome optic.
Yeah.
Because listen, race is a thing. People see it, but people understand it. And the picture's worth 1,000 words. And here you have an Asian dude showing a black woman who's in her 90s how to run an AK.
Unbelievable.
America, baby.
Boom. All right. We need to wrap things up. How can people find this is where we leave 7 minutes for you to plug all your stuff.
All right.
I'm going to take a break. I'll be right back.
He can leave. I got this. You can find me on Instagram at Simon Says Train. You can find me on X, which is Twitter, at Second for Everyone, 2ND for Everyone. You can find me on Facebook.
The Facebook.
You can find me on the Facebooks at The Second is for Everyone. Also at Simon Says Train. You go to diversityshoot.com, and I'm there. Right now, I'm doing a SHOT Show giveaway. We have Cobra Tech. One of the guys sent me an auto knife from them, D10 steel,
dude,
G10 scales, whole thing. We're doing that, a giveaway with a lot of the SHOT Show swag I'm picking up this week.
Very cool.
So pretty much the only way you can get this stuff is to be here or enter my event. It's $20. We're doing Venmo, which is Tony-Simon-12.
Yeah.
Or Cash App, which is $284E. Or my PayPal, which you can go to diversityshoot.com, click on PayPal. $20 gives you a chance. The more bucks, the more chances. And what you're doing is helping finance our work. Like the next Diversity Shoot on the 22nd.
Very cool.
Or I'm going to be at Ambassador Academy in February from like February 17th till the 22nd.
Dude,
Yep.
Good for you. I'm a little jelly. Okay,
Yeah,
wait.
man.
I'm a lot of jelly.
Yeah, so I need a flight down there, and you guys going to help me pay for it. And what Ambassador Academy does is teach me to be a better activist, teach me to do interviews and be much more professional and not tell stories about my grandfather and his amazing Black Forest cake.
Or the potatoes.
No, or the potatoes. We fried those. Nobody knew how to do that before us. We use duck fat, secret. So, yeah, I mean, really, we're doing some work. We got 20 events planned. We're going to be planning for 5 ranges this year. We got 3 100% wrapped up.
Awesome.
And I want to do a tour of another state.
Another state, yeah.
Yep. So we're working on that. We're trying to expand. It's an election year. You want to grow the community and have people educated on what's going on going into the election. We maybe change something. Remember, local politics are way more important than the national level, but that's where you want to make that change at. So that's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to educate people.
Awesome, man.
This is a human right, and we should treat it as such.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, stick around. I got to close things out here.
No problem.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in to the show here from the Samson booth, booth 70737. Here at the Samson booth. Again, they have little green men all over the SHOT Show. On the bottom, it says Samson Mfg Booth 70737. Take a selfie with those. Tag Samson Manufacturing, tag Ruger, tag CMC Triggers, and come by the booth as well. They have a claw machine. The claw. All of the money from the claw machine is going to Mission 22, which is a nonprofit organization that helps the veterans and the suicide prevention. The claw machine is pretty cool. I think I only spent $10 to do that yesterday. So please come down and check that out. Check out Samson Manufacturing. If you're watching the show here, obviously subscribe to all the stuff Riding Shotgun with Charlie. You can find me on News 2A. You can find me on Amaland.com. Amaland.com. And you can also find the stuff that I write about on Armed Lifestyle Magazine. Again, thank you guys all for tuning in. Please share this with your friends, and we will see you tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. Vegas time, 11 a.m. 1 a.m. Excuse me. Let me try that again. 10 a.m. Vegas time, 1 p.m. on East Coast time. Thank you. Tomorrow, we are going to have Alan Gottlieb from the Second Amendment Foundation. We're going to have Yehuda Reamer, the Pew Pew Jew, and we're going to have Robin Sandoval from A Girl and a Gun. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Take care.
1, 2.